Happy Friday, September 4th. Welcome to our new morning show called Half Calf. Half caffeinated.
No.
It's not called that.
Not called half calf.
What is it called?
It's called one half calf. Because I'm no caffeine and you guys are both caffeine.
Oh, if we include Mercy, I'm Percy, this is Mercy, there's Mercy. The producer of the show giving us ideas. We need, you know what we need? We need like little radios where you can like message us.
Yes.
Oh, 2/3 calf. We're called 2/3 calf. You know what today is, guys?
No.
Thanks, audience. It is Newspaper Carrier Day.
Cool day.
What do you, like you don't like it? This is a bad choice?
What other days are there?
Now you know where she gets it from, right? The first newspaper carrier was a 10-year-old guy named Blarney Flaherty in 1833. He was the first boy who answered an advertisement and became a newspaper carrier. What I think is kind of interesting is newspaper carriers, that's a rough job. Like, it's actually kind of inspiring when you think about like the work that they do, like delivering a newspaper, no matter what the weather is at like 4 a.m. That's not everybody's cup of tea. So I feel like just even kind of thinking about...
Percy?
Yeah.
They're not a cup of tea, you know, right?
Right. Can't use metaphors very often around a 6-year-old. The big story that I really wanted to talk about...
He's male.
No, it's not the male one either. No.
Oh.
Too. There's a disease called ALS, and it's also known as Lou Gehrig's disease, and it's a terrible disease. It's a disease, I believe, of your brain, and when it happens, like, you start losing control over your body, basically.
Not fun.
It's not fun. It's awful. And there's no known cure for this disease. There's some therapies, but there's no way of fixing it. If you've got it, it just gets worse and worse and worse. And it's awful.
Do you have some good news for us at least?
I do have some good news. Hopefully. It seems like there's at least this one drug. There's a company called Amylyx. It's been showing a glimmer of hope. It's been showing progress. They have finally maybe found a treatment to help slow down the problem. They haven't found a cure.
So you can't really not get it like COVID?
No, we should make that really clear, especially if, if there's any kids watching this. If you see someone with ALS or they're having some trouble, you can be near them. You're not going to get it from them. Yeah, you shouldn't be afraid of someone with like ALS.
It's not contagious.
Yeah, it's not a contagious. It's not like a virus. You should stay away from people with COVID. You should totally be okay with people with ALS. So what was really exciting today about the drug from Amylyx is how it was discovered. You guys are, it's like, you're not going to believe this origin story.
Ooh.
Yeah, this is, yeah. In 2013, two guys, Justin Cleet and Joshua Cohen, they were undergraduates at Brown University. These two kids, they like to just sit around, have beer, and read academic literature at night. And they were like thinking like, what does the literature say about protecting neurons? And they discovered there's a lot of literature that talks about sodium phenylbutyrate and taurursodiol.
What is it?
Taurursodiol?
How's your pronunciation of that? Is that 100%
Perfect.
correct?
I think it's
You might be closer.
I think you're just about as close as he is.
They just started reaching out to actual experts. They reached out to this guy, Rudy Tanzi, who's a prominent Alzheimer's researcher at Massachusetts General. Really took a liking to these two kids who have this like really go-getter attitude about learning stuff and this appetite for knowledge. So he started giving them like just really hard science tasks. Go kill some neurons with hydrogen peroxide and go see if your other trial with hydrogen peroxide, the cells are protected with those two drugs. And he thought they were like going to totally fail at this. With their two drugs together, it protected like 90% of the cells. So all of a sudden the Tanzi, this researcher, is like, it has snowballed from there. It has become like a real company. It has, millions of dollars in research and development, this trial.
Wait, that's where the company came from?
It's
That's what
those
they
two
do?
kids run the company.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean they're not kids anymore. I mean they've graduated and but the CEO is one of those kids from 2013, and one of those undergraduates.
Interesting.
Yeah. And so it's just so impressive. They weren't pros at this. They weren't the experts at this, but because they had this like insatiable appetite to solve a problem and to go get knowledge, they have been able to hopefully make progress at ALS. You're gonna laugh yourself out of the seat probably with the joke
my
of
gosh.
the day.
Oh,
So
it's
be
gonna
careful,
be a
hold
good
her
one.
tight.
It's
gonna be a good one.
That always means it's gonna be terrible.
No. Posted on Reddit by a username DGPX89. The reopening of Lego stores was the biggest event of 2020.
Ooh, Lego stores are reopened?
Cool, but why?
Yeah, but you know why it was the biggest event of 2020?
Why?
People were lined up for blocks.
Newsflash. Newsflash. Today is also National Wildlife Day, encouraging you to improve awareness of the species around us in the broader world. And it just so happens that your co-host, Addison, is an expert in National Wildlife Day. Go, Addison. What do you have to tell us today?
It's really National Wildlife Day. I gotta get a new... This isn't working out. Which is interesting, because there's a wildlife right outside our window right now.
It's like a huge jumping cricket.
I think it's a grasshopper.